today's fierce landscape of performance trucks and SUVs, there's only one car that's at the pinnacle of sheer presence and street and off-road capabilities. On this edition of the Targa Trophy Ride Check, we're talking about the uber-exclusive Mercedes-Benz G550 4x4 squared, tastefully enhanced by Always Evolving. We are in the Mercedes-Benz G550 4x4 squared, the most limited G-Wagon that's readily available. The G-Wagon platform was originally commissioned by the Shah of Iran during the mid to late 70s, and kind of like a fine wine, the design keeps getting better with age as they keep refining the look. If you look at the G-Wagon from the 70s and 80s to the current model available, there is no comparison. The current model has got that sort of rugged presence no other SUV has on the market. This 4x4 squared has a ton of custom features and design elements that you're only going to find on this car. The interior is exactly like your normal G550. The motor is basically a detuned C63 AMG twin turbo V8. This car is a completely bespoke special offering. You've got the dual coilovers on all four corners, combined with a special portal axle system that coincides with the dual coilovers. This is a U-shaped axle setup that attaches onto the dual coilovers to give you the ultimate in ground clearance and the ultimate in suspension travel, giving this 4x4 squared the presence that it has. This particular 4x4 squared that we're driving is from our friends at Always Evolving. And they've done some tasteful upgrades to this car to kind of give it a custom look. They've ditched the stock wheel and tire setup from this car and gone with a custom Desert Tech forged 20-inch wheel. They went down a size in wheel, but went up a size in tire. This thing's running 37-inch Toyo Open Country all-terrains. They redid the front bumper scenario and went with an SMP fabrication with a off-road skid plate and integrated light cage. No brush guard on the front of this thing, so you definitely have a little bit more of a cleaner look up front. In the rear, they've ditched the drop-down chrome bumper and gone with another custom setup in the back with a stealth receiver hitch for towing and some off-road lights for those times when you're out in the desert or the dunes and it's pitch black and you need light to hook up your trailer. You really start to appreciate how good of a daily driver this thing can be, and probably the ultimate street car that you could have in any metropolitan city. This thing soaks up any kind of terrain that you throw at it. If you come across it, you're having no issues smashing through it and just owning the road. And that's a pretty nice feeling.
We'll sweat the technique.
So today on Targa Trophy Ride Check, we have something quite a bit different. This thing is hands down the biggest car I've ever driven. In one word, a monster. It has 416 horsepower. It puts it down pretty well in a straight line, but the tires, the massive 37-inch tires, grip the road so well and just want to track all over the place. It's almost hard to keep this thing in a straight line because, I mean, it's almost as wide as a lane to begin with, even when you're just cruising along. It's not a very soft ride. It's still pretty stiff, so it feels pretty good actually, and responds to inputs and things well. It's not nearly as bad to drive as I thought it was gonna be, but this is definitely not a car that you're gonna be able to push at all quickly in any situation outside of just driving in a straight line. As we go into a 180-degree corner, and I need to turn the wheel 6 times. This car is really good actually, surprisingly good in my opinion for city driving, and it's not that bad in traffic, and even going through downtown LA, it's not that much of a nuisance and not nearly what I expected. The fuel mileage is actually surprisingly good. We've been using this thing for nearly an entire day now, and we're still almost at 3/4 of a tank, which is kind of absurd for something that is like a house on wheels with over 400 horsepower. Blind hills and crests don't exist anymore because you're as high as any hill you're gonna go over, and it gives you a sense of invulnerability, which can be a little scary in the wrong hands for sure. But overall, it's a cool thing. You just need to respect the sheer size of this vehicle. And if you can do that, and you understand what it is and what it's capable or not capable of, God, this thing is impressing me a lot more than I thought it was going to.
At that $250K price point, you get a lot of bang for the buck out of this car. So if you're in the market for the most extreme yet functional SUV on the planet, the crew here at Targa Trophy gives you the strong recommendation to take a hard look at the 550 4x4 squared. And if you have the means, it's definitely a car you need to add to the collection.
What's up everyone, thanks for watching. Really excited to be back for another season of Ride Check. We've got some new formats coming out as well in the next couple of weeks, so make sure you subscribe to the channel, click the notification icon so you get notified whenever we have a new video coming out, and like and share this video as it helps us keep the content flowing.